in 5 Days challenge. This is day 1. We are going to talk about money mindset, overcoming money blocks, and believing in manifesting and magic. So I'm going to take a second here to share this into the Facebook group. And if you're watching this live, go ahead and comment below. Let me know that you can see me and hear me. And if you are watching the replay, make sure you hashtag replay and comment replay below. Okay, I am really excited to do this because I did this last minute. And the reason I did this last minute is I overcame my own perfectionism. And let me just explain. So, okay, I'm going to share it into the 5K in 5 Days challenge. Beautiful. And then I'm going to go into the 5K in 5 Days challenge group and just make sure that I tag everybody and make sure everybody can see it. Okay, beautiful. All right. I love having multiple. I have my phone, I have my iPad, and I have, beautiful. And then I have my computer. All right. So I'm waiting for the first comment to come in to let me know that you're here. And we will just get started. So the reason I'm doing this is because I did this challenge last year and it was so fun. The purpose of this challenge is to give you a tremendous amount of value. And when I say value, I mean you can take this and go make money in your business today. So the premise behind 5K in 5 days is 2 things. Number 1, it's you setting your intention and your goal to become a person who knows how to make $5,000. So whether that's $5,000 a month, or whether that's $5,000 in a week, or whether that's $5,000 in a day, I want you to start focusing on setting a goal and then seeing what happens when you set the goal, right? You're going to have mind drama coming up. You're going to have thoughts and feelings and emotions. You're going to have money blocks coming up. And what I want you to understand is that it's not a problem. This is what happens when you set a goal. But what I've seen in just people that I talk to, entrepreneurs, business owners that I talk to, what I see is they will say they're not going to set a goal at all because the way that they show up when they set a goal is very weird and they would rather just think about helping people. And I want to challenge you on that today, okay? Because you can have a money goal and you can focus on helping people. We can do both at the same time. So those of you who don't know me or you're new here, welcome. My name is Cami. I'm an intuitive life and business coach for perfectionists, and I've been an entrepreneur for 10 years. My very first business was network marketing. I worked with a company called Isagenix. I'm still with them today. I'm not really actively selling, but I'm so happy that I started with that company in 2015. And the reason why is because that is where I learned you can only grow your revenue. You can only grow your profit. You can only grow your money to the level that you're willing to grow yourself. So the reason I'm doing 5K in 5 Days challenge is to give you 5 days of value so that you can grow your mindset and so that you can start making more money in your business. And then the second reason I'm doing this is because I have my group that is a paid group called Permission to Profit. I want to be able to tell you more about that group as we go through this 5 days together. And I have special offers specifically for those of you who are showing up and engaging live with me in this group. Okay, beautiful. Deb is here. You can see me and hear me. Amazing. I'm so excited. So here's what we're going to go through for this entire week. And I would advise you, if you're able to take notes, go ahead and take notes. But also, if you're just listening, if you're working out, if you're driving, that's totally fine. You'll also have access to the replay. But I want you to pretend that you paid money for this. I want you to pretend that you invested $5,000 and that you want to get $5,000 of value out of this. Because here's what I've seen. I've seen myself and I've seen my clients. It just depends on the person. But I've seen people say, well, how valuable could this be if it's free? And here's what I want to offer. Things that are free, if you implement them, if you take them in, if you actually take them into your mind, take them into your body, and actually implement them into your business, you can make so much money. You can make so much gains. And I had this happen with a coach of mine. I was in her free challenge. Then I was in her program. Then I was in another group, another coach who did she did a challenge for speaking. And every single day I showed up as if I paid. I showed up as the best student. And when you do that, it's always going to pay off. Why would you not, right? All I'm asking you to do is put your time into this and your energy into this, and that's all that it costs. But on the back end, I want you to actually be able to make money. I want you to be able to show up, put some skin in the game, take some action, show up in your business in a new way during this entire week so that you actually see what shifts when you start to shift your mindset. Okay. So if you're watching here today we're going to be talking about money mindset, and then also believing in magic and manifesting, because it is both. So the first thing I want to do, I'd like to start off with, what is the thing that you sell? So drop it in the comments. What is the thing that you sell? And I work specifically with service-based business owners. So I've worked with real estate agents, health coaches, life coaches, business coaches, manifestation coaches, right? If you coach anything, music teachers. I've worked with intuitive healers, Reiki practitioners, yoga teachers, breathwork instructors, mediumship, mentors, right? You might have a package that you teach somebody. I worked with people who provide services to other business owners. So maybe you provide sales and marketing support. Maybe you provide video editing. Maybe you provide social media management, right? So no matter what service it is, maybe you clean homes or you organize homes, whatever the service is, we are going to dive into 3 things today. And this is going to be an assessment. So this is going to be the thing that we're just going to see where you are, and we're going to see where you want to be and what's going to get you there, right? So the first thing we want to look at is, there's this thing called the belief triad. So it's like a triangle, and imagine on each tip of the triangle, there's 3 pieces of it. So I want you to gauge yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on how much belief you have. So the first one is going to be belief in yourself. Scale of 1 to 10, belief in yourself. 10 is 100% belief. I 100% believe in myself. But I want you to consider, how much do you believe in yourself as a salesperson and as a marketer? Okay, so scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe in yourself? And you can type it in the chat if you'd like. Okay, Deb says she does one-on-one mentoring and readings, and she offers intuitive mediumship. Beautiful. Okay, so rating yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe in yourself just as a human? But then also with the caveat, how much do you believe in yourself as a salesperson and a marketer? All right, so just write that number down. Now we're going to go on to the second piece of the triangle. The second piece of the triangle is, how much do you believe in your process? So this is the process or the service that you offer. Okay, so for example, I had a client who's a professional organizer. She had a process where she'd go into someone's home and she would help them organize it and get everything put away. So how much, scale of 1 to 10, do you believe in your process or the service or the result that you deliver? 10 is 100% belief. 1 is, I have a lot of work to do on my belief, right? So think about the thing, the service that you offer, and rate that on a scale of 1 to 10. All right, so I'm going to give you a moment. And I'm also taking notes here too, just to make sure we don't lose track. All right, 9. Beautiful. All right, next. Now you're going to go and you're going to think about your client. Okay, so this is potential clients, human beings out in the marketplace, random people that you're going to meet on social media or in person. I want you to think about your clients or potential clients and how much belief you have in them. Now, there's 2 pieces of this. We want to consider, how much do they desire the thing that you have to offer? And then how much do they want to pay for it, right? Do you believe in their desire for it and their ability and willingness to pay for it? So let's rate that on a scale of 1 to 10. All right. And then just to recap, it's belief in yourself as a human, and then also your belief in yourself as a sales and marketer. Because most people that I see start a business, they start a business because they're passionate about something, they're good at something, but they don't necessarily realize that the number one skill that's going to make them successful is their ability to sell and market. They're going to have to sell and market over and over again in order to be successful in making a sustainable business, right? Building a 6-figure business. The clients that I work with, our goal is to get to 100K. That's $8,000 a month within 3 years or less. Okay. So as you think about these 3 things, right? Deb is playing along here. So her belief in herself and her ability to sell is at a 7. The belief in the process is at a 9. And then the belief in our clients, we're waiting to hear, but let's just say it's like a 6 or 7. Typically, the issue that I see with the clients that I'm coaching is their belief in their clients is kind of wavering. So I typically have clients that are like, I'm actually really good at what I do. I know that what I offer is valuable. And they feel strong and certain about what they offer. They might have some imposter syndrome, but the challenge that they have is believing that there's clients out there that want to pay the money. And this is the thing that we really need to clean up today. Yeah, Deb says she's at a 5. This is normal. So let's just notice, we don't want to have any shame around any of these numbers. We start with this to just find out where we are and what it is that we need to work on. Okay. So the problem with this is the way that you show up in your sales and marketing, on your social media, the volume of invitations that you make, right? Marketing is simply telling people what you do over and over again, and then compelling them to take an action, giving them a call to action, saying, hey, here's how you can work with me. Here's how we can work together. And you're doing that over and over and over again. But if you don't believe that there's another person, another human being on the other side of your post or your invitation, or if you're in a networking scenario, you don't believe that there's anyone there that cares, what's going to happen is think about how it makes you feel. So if you don't believe that anybody has what you have to offer, if you don't believe they're going to pay you, think about how that feels in your body. And typically what I'm coaching clients on is they feel defeated, right? And when you feel defeated, you end up just not sending emails, not showing up in your marketing, not showing up to networking events, because you're just feeling defeated. Like, who cares? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter anyway. And over time, feeling defeated could literally translate into feeling depressed. You're apathetic, you're depressed, you're like, whatever. And then what I see is people start to change their business. They're like, oh, I should run over here and go change this. And we see this, I mentioned network marketing. We see this all the time with network marketing. They like change companies. Or we see this with my clients where they change an offer. They're like, no, I'm going to change my offer. I'm going to do something else. Or they completely change their business model. They're like, oh no, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do this. And the reason that this is a problem is because anytime you change your offer, anytime you completely change direction, you have to start over and over again. Because people need to see consistent marketing over and over and over again in order to feel safe and comfortable to take the next step. And sometimes they don't even realize you have anything to sell just because of the way that the internet is right now. So we don't want to run off and change our price, change our offer, or change completely different directions in our business. What we want to do is consider that there's one person out there right now that wants to buy what you have. And here's what I see a lot. I see a lot of people get caught up in the social media algorithm, thinking about how they're not getting enough reach, they're not going viral, they need to have thousands and millions of reach and followers, they're not getting engagement. And I want to help you with this today and help you realize that each reel that you post, or each Facebook post that you make, or each TikTok video that you make, whatever platform you're using, doesn't really matter. You have to have an underlying belief. And I can just call this like magic or miracles or manifesting, because part of this is believing in the unknown. You have to actually believe in your spirit, in your soul, in your body, or just in probability that it's actually possible that on the other end of your post, on the other end of your email, on the other end of your TikTok video, there's a human being that wants what you have to offer. Okay? When you can step into that possibility, it's going to allow you to show up consistently and more powerfully. So here's how I want to parse this out. Here's the direction I want to give you on today's training. And then if you're watching the recording, same thing. All we need to do is make a subtle shift in our belief. So here's what this looks like. And Deb, if you want to play along, you can type it in the comments. I want you to consider, what are you believing about your clients? And then I will and let's just have it be a negative belief, right? And then I'm going to list out some of the ones that I've heard my clients say, and I've had it too, right? So we don't need to shame ourselves. We don't need to feel bad. We just need to notice that when we think these things, it causes us to feel a certain way, and it causes us to show up as not as our best self, not as our highest self, and not in a way that gives them a whole bunch of value, right? So typically what I see when we're thinking about, what am I thinking about myself as a sales and marketer? One of the main thoughts that my clients usually has is, I don't want to feel sleazy, right? So they think selling and marketing is sleazy. Another way to think of this is, I don't want to bother people, or like they don't want to hear from me. There's some version of, I'm bothering people, this is sleazy, or I don't want to ask people for money. Okay? So if we're looking at the belief triad, and you're thinking about thoughts about you as you go out and sell and market, all we're going to do is shift this into something that's more believable. Everything that we do in coaching is helping you to access a thought that's going to drive an action that's going to make you more money. And so all we need to do is shift the thought slightly in order to get you to take an action today. So by the end of this training, I want you to actually take an action, okay? Because action is what's going to drive our results. And yes, we want to believe in manifesting. We want to believe in miracles, but we also have to make it very easy and obvious on how our clients can work with us, right? So instead of thinking, selling is sleazy, I'm bothering them, I don't want to ask for money, instead, you could think, I'm committed to offering people a solution. I'm committed to offering people a solution. Okay. The reason this is important is because when you're committed to realizing that what you have to offer is valuable, and you're committed to offering it over and over and over again, this will be the thing that makes your sales and marketing improve over time. This will be the thing that creates know, like, and trust for your clients. And this is going to be the thing that gives you like the right amount of touch points, the right amount of invitations for people to finally take action, right? So you're going to have some people that are ready right now, then you're going to have some people that are ready in 6 months to a year, then you're going to have some people that are going to be following you for 3 years, and they'll finally take action then. So we always want to be talking to the person who's ready right now. But if you just believed, I'm committed to offering a solution every single day, offering a solution, offering an invitation every single day, and you really felt like that was grounded in service, then that is going to help you show up more in your sales and marketing. Okay. All right. Now let's shift into what you believe about your service, what you believe about your process. So again, a lot of my clients believe their process, their service, the result that they offer is amazing. But then they kind of get into this frustrated feeling because they're thinking people don't value what I offer. So what I would shift here is what I have to offer is so extremely valuable, and it's obvious to me, but it's not necessarily obvious to everyone else. And I want you to just see that as a fact, right? And consider like buying, let's just use a mattress, for example, because mattresses are like tend to be very expensive, right? And it's like, well, why is one mattress $8,000 and another mattress is $1,000? And I don't know. I don't know anything about mattresses. But when I go to buy a mattress, the guy, usually this guy's a salesperson, usually you lay on the mattress and you feel like, oh, this one has springs in it. And then you lay on the $8,000 mattress and he explains to you like, oh, this is a special technology. And you could feel that when you lay on it, it feels completely different. And then they educate you on like, this is the technology. This is the lifetime guarantee it has. And then in that experience, you realize like, oh, this is why this mattress is $8,000. But inherently, we're not supposed to know that as consumers. We don't understand mattress technology. So that salesperson is actually there to educate you. So when you're thinking about your value of your offer, you know what it is. You know the value. You've seen it. You've seen the transformation. But your job every day is to communicate the value. So what I would offer here is instead of getting frustrated, right? Like people don't value what I offer, or like I'm so good, like usually I see frustration or pride or entitlement show up here. I'm so good at what I do. Why don't people want to invest in this? What I would get grounded in is I'm so good at what I do, and I will spend so much of my energy, effort, time, dedication explaining to people, offering the value, showing them what the value is. That is my job. And then I deliver the value to that client when they come on board. So when you're thinking about the value of the service you have to offer, instead of getting frustrated and maybe a little judgmental, excuse me, I'm so proud of myself. My throat is a little dry. And it's because I was running on the treadmill today. It's like my first time getting back into running. When I run, I like breathe really heavy, so I can feel my throat. It's like a little winded from my workout this morning. Okay. So now we want to shift gears into thinking about your clients. As you think about your clients, most people, this is just true about human brains. Most human brains are pre-programmed with no. Okay. Think about if you walk into a store and the sales clerk comes up to you like, are you finding everything okay? Do you need help? The first thing we say is, no, I'm just looking. Right? No, I'm just looking. Our brains are pre-programmed to be defensive against sales. And it's just because we've experienced like weird salespeople. But what I teach my clients is something called spiritually aligned selling. It truly is for the client. It truly is for their highest good. And we are just here to educate them. We are here to help them. We're here to help them see what could be possible through the service that we offer. And really, it's up to them to make a decision. But our job, as we're engaging with clients, is to help them see what's possible and to help their brain get over the objections. So instead of being like, well, people just don't want to invest money, people are just cheap, there are people out there they don't want to spend money on this. That's never going to be a good way to run a business, right? Because if you believe there's nobody out there to buy your thing, again, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get defeated, you're going to get judgmental, and that is not going to allow you to show up in the highest service of your clients. So in this third category, as we're thinking about clients, I want you to realize that objections are normal, that skepticism is also very normal, right? People really love delaying decisions. Like we love to put things off. Basically, making a decision on something, especially making a decision to invest money, just human psychology is very much like, I'd rather do that later, or I'd rather never do it. Like our brains just don't want to use a lot of energy. And we don't usually want to like go through the pain of like figuring out how to make an investment. Now, this is just human psychology, right? But I want you to think of something, and I'm just going to use the iPhone as an example. Because if you think about all the people who have an iPhone is like $1,500. And still, somehow everyone has an iPhone. And the reason why is twofold. Number one, the marketing has been so valuable over the years to basically just tell us that we need to have an iPhone. And I don't even care if you're an Android user or iPhone user. It's not really about that. It's just about phones are expensive and yet everyone has one, right? And it's because we've been marketed to for a very long time. And because we seem to know the value of it, right? Like we seem to know, oh, I want a high quality phone. I want to be able to be on the internet. I want to be able to make calls. But then also like, I want to be in the cool kids club, right? Like iPhone users, we're cool kids club. But then also Samsung users are cool kids, right? Like they're like, no, we're Samsung and we're better. So either way, there's a sales psychology behind it. But just notice that everybody has a phone, either Samsung, iPhone, other type of phone, because they've been marketed to and because they've been sold to on the value of the phone. So here's what I believe about humans. All human beings will always invest money in something they value. So let's just be with that. All human beings will always invest money in what they value. Another way to think about this, people desire to have a better life. People desire to have a better life. I think this is true across all human beings, but the way that we get it is going to be different. So if you desire to have a better life, you might go shopping on Amazon. Or if you desire to have a better life, you might drink beer, right? You're like, that makes me feel good in the moment. Or if you desire a better life, you might save your money. Or if you desire a better life, you might invest in your phone, invest in a personal trainer, right? So our job is getting in front of people who desire what we have to offer. And our job is also increasing the desire, increasing the demand, increasing the sexiness of what it is that we have to offer. So this is going to be the essential thing that we need to work on throughout this process of you being able to step into your sales and marketing, to make offers to people. And it comes down to daily shifting your thoughts and beliefs on what you believe. So here's what's beautiful about your numbers. This is a practice that I recommend all my clients do. I teach it inside of my group coaching. It's a daily journaling practice. And it's simply choosing thoughts in these three categories that you want to start believing. So I gave you some of those thoughts right now. But here's what I want you to do tonight, today, as homework, every single day throughout this challenge. I want you to write this triangle, right? Beliefs about yourself, beliefs about your process, why it's so amazing, and then beliefs about your clients, why they would absolutely want this, why they should definitely invest. And this is what you need to be practicing every single day. When you do this, it's going to have you showing up differently, and it's going to have you showing up in your marketing in a different way. Imagining helping the people, imagining being on the consultation call, having a beautiful conversation with them. Imagine them saying yes and investing, and they feel so good about it. So as you write these out in your journaling process, also feel it and also imagine it. And imagine what it would feel like to have these clients coming in and you consistently have $5,000 coming in a month, or you sign several clients and you have $5,000 in a week. Imagine what that would feel like. And as you step into the imagining, then we go into the actions, okay? So the first thing that comes first is always what we think, because what we think is creates how we feel, and then how we feel drives our actions, right? So we want to think positively We want to think in a way that drives an aligned action for us. So now let's talk about aligned action. What does aligned action look like? All you need to be doing in your business repeatedly is your mindset, your sales, your marketing, and your delivery, right? So your mindset is what we just talked about right now. Every single day, you got to wake up, choose those thoughts. And then number 2, you go out and market. Marketing is simply telling them, this is what I have to offer. And here's how you can get it. This is what I have to offer. Here's how you can get it. This is what I have to offer. And here's why you would want to do this right now. Here's the link. Here's the offer. And then the selling happens when you book a consult with them or when they direct message you. The selling happens whenever they have objections, right? So we've got to get good at the selling portion, which is just holding neutral space for people to have objections and to help them see the value through that. And then the last thing is you actually have to deliver to the clients, right? Like you actually have to give them the service that they have paid you for. So that's it. That's all that you're doing over and over again. But here's what I want to bring you into. And you can comment below, especially if you're watching the replay. I want you to comment below and play along. I want you to choose 3 intentional thoughts. 1 thought about you and your sales and marketing. 1 thought about the thing you have to offer. And then 1 thought about your clients. So choose 3 intentional thoughts. And I want you to just type one of them in the chat. And then I'm going to invite you into an aligned action. Okay. So 1 intentional thought could be, I'm committed to sharing what I have to offer today. That could be it. I'm committed to sharing what I have to offer today. And then the aligned action could look like anything. But I like to choose 1 action that feels very easy that I can do immediately. So I'm going to give you some examples of actions. Could you go into a Facebook group and say, hey, this is what I have to offer. Did you know? Here's the link. Number 2, if you have an email list, hey, everyone, I have this special offer. Here's what it is. Here's why it's valuable. Here's how you can get it. Now, another way, very easy. Going on to any of your social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I love doing videos because people get to see and hear who you are, what you're about. Now, you don't have to do video. A lot of people are just good with photos and text, but in your copy, right? Copy is the words that you write. You want to be answering the why. What's in it for them? Why would they want to invest in a home organizer? What feelings are they going to get? What outcomes are they going to get? You're helping them see on the other side of what it is that you sell. What's the outcome? What's the reason for them to make that investment? And that's what your sales and marketing is. So take a step right now, decide what your intentional thought is, and then decide what your intentional action is going to be. What I'd like you to do today, before the end of the day, as part of this challenge, is to make that post, is to make that call to action, is to write the email or record the video. And I want you to do it just from this place of a very solid, grounded, I'm committed to sharing what I have to offer today. I believe what I offer is valuable. And I know that there's one person out there who's looking for this. There's got to be one person out there who's looking for this because people always invest in what they find value in. And my job is just to go out there and offer the value and let them know how they can get it over and over and over again. Okay? Now, after you do this, you can come back into the group. You can share your intentional thought. You can share your intentional action. And this is what we're going to do over and over again for the entirety of the week. Now, here's what I want you to do after you take the action, because this is really important. Most of my clients have this drama after they make their post, after they send the email, after they take the action. They get very dramatic about the outcome. So they get very like obsessed with, did anybody see it? Is anybody commenting? Is anybody taking action on it? Is anyone engaging? And this is where we have to believe in our miracles, our magic, and our manifesting. Okay. So manifesting simply means to make real. So if you're a person who's wanting to create $5,000 in a day, in a week, in a month, you have to believe. So it's literally just using your imagination and imagine what it would be like to have that and start preparing yourself for it. And as you think about preparing yourself for it, you want to think about, what would I have in place? I would have a payment link. I would have, whatever, maybe there's a form or something for your client. So you want to think about all the things you would already have in place and get them prepared, get them ready. That's what this manifesting is acting as if it's already done and showing up in that energy. Now, sometimes at the end of the day, you also just need to sign off the internet, tell yourself it's good enough, and tell yourself, I believe in miracles. I believe money can come from anywhere. I believe in miracles. I'm beginning to believe in abundance, because wanting to believe is the first step to believing. So when you can shift into this and you can let go of this attachment to people doing anything right now, it's going to give you so much freedom and it's going to allow you to relax. So at the end of the day, you need to just tell yourself what you've done is enough. It's good enough. And then you again wake up tomorrow and you do it again. That's what I help my clients do as we work together. So that's all we have for today. That is today's training on the 5K in 5 days challenge. And now I'm going to shift gears. I'm going to allow any questions to come up. If you have any questions about your business, if you have any questions about this process, you can type it in the chat. But I'm going to shift gears here for a moment and I'm going to invite you to continue this work with me. So if you find value in being here live with me and getting this coaching, on being focused on your goals, on realizing that what you think is going to show up in the money that you make, right? Money is actually made with your mind. So when you have a clean mind, when you're focused on your money mindset, when you're focused on moving forward in your sales and marketing, you're focused on your goal, you're always going to be moving in the direction of creating more money, because money is made with your mind. So this is the offer I have for you. There's a link directly above this video. And the invitation is for my group program. It is called Permission to Profit. It is my 6-month group coaching program. We start this week. November 14th is our very first call. Group coaching is essentially what we're doing now. Now, this is more like a training, but coaching is, I have this group of women who are service-based business owners who want to get to 6 figures, right? They want to build a 100K business. And our goal is to double your revenue every 6 months. So if you're at $2,000 right now, we want to get you to $4,000. If you're at $4,000, we want to get you to $8,000 a month. Because as soon as you have $8,000 a month, you now have a 6-figure business. So the way my program works is we get on a Zoom call. For 6 months, we have 3 Zoom calls every single month. On the call, you're going to get direct coaching. So coaching is, you bring up a block that you're having, you bring up a challenge that you're having, or I actually come to you and I say, hey, this is what we're teaching on this week. And the reason why is because what we need to see is what's going on in your mind that's showing up in your sales and marketing. And the value of doing this in a group container is I see so many entrepreneurs feeling like they're alone, feeling like they're failing, feeling like it's just them. And then all of a sudden they have this entrepreneur syndrome, or they have this imposter syndrome as an entrepreneur, right? They start to feel like they're not good enough. They start to get defeated and discouraged. And the reason we work together in a group is so that you can have community of other women who are going through the same thing as you, who are working on the same goals, who have the same challenges. So you can support one another, you can network, you can be in the energy of each other going after big goals and dreams, right? Building a 6-figure business is something that's big. And so it would make sense that every so often you're going to have meltdowns, you're going to have breakdowns, you're going to think you're not good enough. And so the value of group coaching is to be able to be in a community that's supportive, and that also you get to watch other people getting coached, because a lot of times when you're watching somebody else get coached, you're able to take it in a little bit more because you're not in your emotions. But you could also get direct coaching from me on your specific business, on specifically what's going on in your sales and marketing. And the value of this is I'm always going to bring you back to this place of what's my intentional thought and what's my intentional action. I believe that every single business owner can get to 6 figures, but I believe that coaching gets you there quicker, because what it's there for is to take you out of your breakdowns, to take you out of your meltdowns, and to take you into your action. And when you can get into your action and you can also manage all of your emotions, then you're going to be able to show up again and again without kind of stepping away from your business. The thing I see most often with clients, especially in their first 5 years of business, is they'll get emotional, they'll feel defeated, they'll feel discouraged, and then they'll step away from their sales and marketing for 6 weeks, for 2 months. And then all of a sudden they lost that momentum and they didn't have the consistency. And then they're starting to lose sales and the cash flow starts to go down. So what we do in this group is we make sure that you're consistent every single week at your sales and marketing, at taking action, at moving forward. And we have 5 pillars that we're working on. The first one is managing your emotions, right? We need to be able to manage your mindset and manage your emotions, because these are the things that are going to get in the way. The second thing is your money mindset. So we're going to do money mindset rituals together, and I'll teach you how to do them on your own so that you start to have more of an abundance mindset instead of a scarcity mindset. Then we're going to work on your marketing. So it's called Marketing Made Easy. We work on your marketing in a way that's easy for you to drive consistency. We want you to show up consistently, right? We don't want it to feel hard. You don't need to be perfect about it. We want you to show up in your marketing in an easy way that's consistent for you. Number 4 is we're going to work on your sales. I call it spiritually aligned selling. So this is when you're having sales conversations with people. This is when you're doing consults. This is when you're helping them to overcome their objections. And we want to do this in a way where we're not attached to the money. We're not asking for money. We're not feeling weird. We're not feeling awkward. We're completely thinking about them and helping them to get the results that they want. And then number 5, I'm going to teach you planning for profit. So this is actual spreadsheets. This is how to do your 3-year plan. This is how to do your projections and your numbers. And what I find is most of us, this is not a natural innate skill. Most of us is not something we value. And even if you are a spreadsheet person, I typically see people doing budgets and they're still approaching all of their money through scarcity. So what we want to do is start running your numbers as an abundance technique, and then start thinking about where you're going to invest your money in your business. So this is what I want you to do right now. You're going to hit the form. You're going to apply for this group. The next step after application is you're going to have a conversation with me. The reason why I'm asking you to do this for your own benefit is because when you take action, an aligned action towards your business goals and dreams, if you want to become a 6-figure earner, the more decisive you can be, the more actions you can take, the more you can step into your CEO self, that next level self, the more quickly that money is going to start pouring in for you. So this application is very simple. It takes 15 minutes. The purpose of it is for you to say, yes, I want to double my revenue. This is something I want to work on. This is something I want to learn more about. And I'm willing to have a conversation about this. And the conversation is simply, what is in the way for you? So on the back end of this application, I will get back with you. I'll see kind of what's in your application. And what I'm looking for is what's in the way for you. What is blocking you from making the money that you want to make? And my job is to give you the solution. I will give you the solution for free. I will walk you through it for free. I offer free consultations. There's no obligation to work with me. But what I see so many times is that my clients want to make more money, but then they won't take any actions to help them make more money because they think they can't make more money. And so if you're like, well, I don't have the money to invest, I want you to start moving forward to solving that. The sooner you can start moving forward to solving that, the sooner you're going to start making more money. I'm only going to be taking 3 more people in this group. We start in 3 days. So you have 3 days. I'm only taking 3 more people, and the applications are first come, first serve. So you can click the link right now, get your application in. As soon as you get the application in, I'm going to respond back to you within 24 hours and we'll have a conversation. You may or may not be a good fit for the group. I may or may not invite you into the group. But for you, just to say, I want to move forward. I want to start working on my sales, my marketing, my money mindset, managing my emotions. I want to build a 6-figure business. This is a huge step for you in your own belief and believing what's possible for you. Luckily for me, my very first coach in the beginning was a mindset coach, and working with a mindset coach is going to save you so much money. Yes, there's going to be an investment in the 6-month program, but what I do as your coach is I help you make investment decisions. This is what I see people doing wrong all the time. They're trying to budget and bootstrap their business. And in doing so, they're wasting money on things that are not going to give them an ROI, that are not going to give them a return on investment. The only thing that is guaranteed to make your money back is by developing your brain, your mindset, your sales and marketing skills, your resiliency, your perseverance, your ability to overcome failure and imposter syndrome. These are the things that are always going to help you get back up and make a plan and make money. What I see people doing wrongly in the beginning of their business, and it's not to say this isn't valuable, but in the beginning, when you're under 5 years and you're not yet at 100K, I see people wasting money on expensive branding packages, $5,000 packages. I see them wasting money on these miniature courses that are going to teach them how to do Instagram. I see them wasting money on a dramatic professional photo shoot, right? I love photo shoots. I say do them. But in the beginning, get you some headshots and then go out and practice your sales and marketing with your headshots. And then when you make more money, reinvest that in a bigger photo shoot. The other thing I see people doing is trying to get perfect at their videos, trying to learn how to edit, trying to take these programs that are going to teach you how to be this perfect videographer. You investing your money in that is going to actually hinder you. Most of the time I see people invest in courses, they don't actually finish it. When I see them investing in these how to be the best marketer, how to go viral, then they start getting obsessed with the algorithm. What I want you doing is showing up imperfectly over and over again, offering value over and over again in a way that's imperfect, in a way that's just I'm showing up consistently, I'm doing it again and again. And as you do this, you build your confidence and you build your consistency. And when you're coaching with me, if you want to invest in something, you're like, hey, this is what my 3-year plan is. We'll talk about whether it's a good idea to invest. And I'll just tell you this from my experience. I have wasted $12,000 on this specific technical program that was going to show me how to do webinars and videos. And I did not get my ROI from it. I thought I was, but it turns out I was just chasing the shiny object syndrome. And truthfully, I already had everything I needed with my coach. And I just freaked out and panicked and thought that this other thing was the thing that was going to save me. And I'm telling you again and again, I want to help you really look at your business strategy over the next 3 years and decide what it is that you're going to invest in and when you're going to invest in it. So what I would say, hands down, this is 100% my belief, because I've had a high level coach for 4 years now. Having her on my team, having her in my brain has saved me money from over investing into things that are not going to give me ROI. And I'm telling you right now, I have things I still want to invest in. There's the certification I really want, and it's something $1,400, but I know that that's not going to give me ROI right now. So I keep focusing on, okay, I'll get that certification later. I love it so much, but I always need to be focused back in on what's going to make me money this month. What skills do I have right now? How can I go out and sell and market the thing that I have right now? And it comes down to these three beliefs: belief in yourself, belief in your clients, and belief in what you have to offer. So we work on this over and over again for a period of 6 months. And during this 6 months, you're going to double your revenue. You're going to develop this mindset that you know how to set goals, and then you know how to go after the goals. Deb says, I feel seen. I'm confident, capable, and committed. Yes. So anytime we get this shiny object syndrome, right? Anytime we have all of these ads being served to us, you need to come back to money is made with my mind. I know how to make money. I know what my offer is. I know that it's valuable. I know that there's one person out there today that wants this. And I'm willing to go to work to put out my sales and marketing, to let people know how to buy it, to really get good at telling people this is what you're going to get on the other end of it. This is what we do together in my 6-month group. And the power of coaching is you become a different human being. You become a person who can walk into any room, who can show up in an email, who can show up on video, who is confident because you know, no matter what, you know how to evaluate. No matter what, you know that you're never going to give up. No matter what, you know that you're going to figure it out, and you're going to stay committed to becoming a 6-figure earner. You're going to stay committed to mastering your marketing by mastering your mind. You're going to stay committed to managing your emotions. And the way we do this in my group, like I said, we work together for 6 months. In that coaching container, we get on Zoom 3 times a month. And then we also have what I would call a bonus, which is your breathwork session. Once a month, you take all of your feelings, all of your frustration, all of your drama, all of your like frustration, defeatedness, feeling frustrated, like feeling like you're entitled, feeling sad, whatever it is, feeling scarcity. We process all of this emotion through my breath work. And the breath work, if you've not experienced yet, is the most profound thing. I added it to my business last year because it is one of the things that got me to 6 figures. It is one of the things that allowed me every single month to be like, I'm so frustrated. I'm so sad. I'm so vulnerable, right? Because when we start putting ourselves out there more, we get so much more vulnerable because we're being seen in a different way. So we need to take ourselves to this place of feeling our feelings, processing the feelings, and being able to come out the other side and like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go. So we do 3 coaching calls a month. I'm only taking less than 10 women on these calls. So it's a very intimate setting. And then when we do our breathwork session, it's private. So the way I say private is you're not on video and you're not on audio, right? So we go through the entire breathwork session where we're breathing deeply, right? You've heard of the body keep score. A lot of times trauma is stored in our body. And then what happens is, whether it was big T or little t trauma, our business often brings it out in us, right? If we think we're not good enough, if we think everybody hates us, if we think we're too loud or we're too quiet, whatever isms we have about ourselves, our business brings it up. So what we do is we go into breath work and we're like, okay, I'm building my business. I want to build this. I know that this is growing me. I know that this is my purpose on the planet, is to become this higher version of me, this fully expressed version of me. And we go into breath work and we hold our little inner child who's scared. And we're like, I know this is so scary. And we cry our tears and we scream and we rage, whatever we need to do. And then we come forward and we move through it. So this is why I'm so passionate about this group. It's called Permission to Profit. It starts on November 14th. We're together for 6 months. So it goes from November 14th, 2024, the whole way through to April 2025. I want you to imagine yourself, if you're a person who says, yes, I want to double my revenue. I want to start now. I want to start making more money now. I don't want to be a person who waits till the new year. I don't want to be a person who doubts myself so much that I don't apply right now. I wanted to be the person who believes that money is coming to me. I want to believe in magic and miracles. I want to believe in my ability to make a decision, to choose to think something on purpose. And then I want to make a decision to put my application in and say, I want to do this. And somehow the universe supports me. Somehow the universe is going to have my back. And also, I'm committed to getting the result. I'm committed to making $5,000 in a day, in a week, in a month. I'm committed to being the person who knows how to run my numbers, run my projections, to deal with any disappointment or anxiety or shame that comes up with my numbers. I'm committed to mastering this. This is what I want for you, which is why I invite you right now to get your application in. These applications will be first come, first serve. As soon as you get it in, I will get back to you within 24 hours. And as you're watching this, you want to apply now. We're starting on November 14th, which is a Thursday. That is our very first call as we come together for our first call of 6 months. And if you're watching this in the replay and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know, did I miss it? Send your application in anyway, okay? Send your application in as soon as you see this, because this application is for you. And either way, I want to have a conversation with you, because this is you moving forward on your business goals and dreams. There's a reason why you have a business. There's a reason why you have these goals. And it is important for you to take action and move forward instead of doubting yourself. So submit your application now, even if you're not sure about the money, even if you're not sure about the investment, even if you're feeling fear. The biggest investments I made a $25,000 investment in my business. It was so scary. And it was so empowering. And by me doing that, I learned how to make $100,000 in 6 months. Had I not put myself in that scary situation, I would not have learned how to create that revenue. So I want you to know, even if you're feeling afraid, even if you're feeling a little wobbly, even if you're feeling a little anxious, I want you to believe in the power of you being able to double your revenue. And I want you to believe in your dream of creating a 6-figure business. It is possible for you, but you have to start doing things differently. You have to start taking decisive action. So submit your application now. We start November 14th. As soon as you submit your application, you're going to get an email back from me, and we will have a conversation. That conversation will be about where you're at in your business, what it's going to take for you to double your revenue, and whether or not it's a good fit for you to come into the group. It may not be a good fit, but that's okay. Either way, you've taken an action towards your vision, your goal, and your dream. And either way, I'm going to direct you onto what I think is the next best step for you. So I cannot wait to see your application come in. I cannot wait for this group to start. This is something I've been wanting to do since I started my first business 10 years ago. So submit your application. I will talk to you soon. And then we'll be back here tomorrow for day 2 of the 5K in 5 Day Challenge. All right. I will see you later. Bye.